Good afternoon. My name is Payton Blanchett. I want to welcome you all and thank you all for coming. I hope by the end of my speech you will become more aware of what's going on in the soccer community. Over 3.5 billion fans from all across the world come together to watch a 90-minute plus game, leaving soccer at the top of the list of the most popular sports. I've been playing soccer since I was 8 years old, but it wasn't until my freshman year of high school that I got my first serious concussion from playing the sport I love the most, leaving me out for the rest of the season and with lingering injuries. Then, in my sophomore season, I took another hit to my head again, leaving me out for the remainder of that season with a concussion. A concussion is a type of traumatic brain injury caused by a bump, blow to the head, or by a hit to the body that causes the head and brain to move back rapidly. Since soccer is becoming more popular globally, so does the player-to-player contact, resulting in increasing amounts of head injuries. Today, I'm going to explain what a concussion is, the importance of concussion protocols, and what athletes can do to help prevent traumatic brain injuries. A concussion can be described as a stunning, damaging, or shattering effect from a hard blow. Concussions can result in memory loss, irritability, sleepiness, and nausea, which are the common symptoms in a concussion. These symptoms can linger for months up to a year. There are two major types of head injuries. First, being a concussion, which show themselves nearly right away through the common symptoms. Since the signs are so probable, measures are commonly taken to diagnose and treat concussions during play. The second type of head injuries is called the subconcussive, which are caused by slight continuous blows to the head. Subconcussive injuries are often asymptomatic, meaning they don't show any common symptoms, which often leads to parents and coaches putting their players back into the game at a sluggish state and more at risk. Rob Vito, president of Unequal Technologies, describes subconcussive brain injuries like this. Imagine you took a hammer and you're hitting a granite countertop. It doesn't crack at first, but around the 7th or 8th hit, you start to see the spider cracks in the granite countertop. And then finally, you start to see pieces of rock coming out. Concussions take more than 1 week to heal. And in some instances, athletes have been disqualified for an entire season due to how serious their head injuries are. According to Paul Stone from the article High School Soccer Players See Increasing Concussion Risk, he says, for girls, the rate rose from about 0.4 per 1,000 AEs, which is athletic exposure, to 0.6 per 1,000 AEs during the study. The rate for boys increased from 0.2 at the start of the study to 0.45 per 1,000 AEs at the end. Once the player has been diagnosed with a concussion, the step-by-step process can begin after an initial period of 24 to 48 hours of both relative physical and cognitive rest. Lindsay Strauss, a youth sports journalist, breaks down the concussion protocol in order to return to play. It includes a 24 hours between steps, meaning each step should take at least 24 hours so that the athlete doesn't experience a reoccurrence of the concussion symptoms. Fall back if symptoms return. If the student athlete experienced a reoccurrence of concussion symptoms during any of these steps, they need to fall back immediately to their previous step at which they were symptom-free. A 7-day waiting period before beginning in absence of a neurocognitive testing to clear an athlete to begin the graduating return to play protocol. An athlete must observe a 7-day rest and recovery period before commencing the protocol. That is why it is very crucial for coaches, parents, and even players to understand how serious concussions are, the symptoms are, and following the protocol when receiving one. Now that I've explained what a concussion is and the protocols for one, I'm going to explain some preventions players, coaches, and parents can use in order to decrease the risk of concussions. Types of protective headgear is highly recommended, such as this. This headgear is engineered to absorb much of the blow soccer players endure to their heads during play. Although these types of products are not said to prevent concussions altogether, researchers have found that players are 2.65 more times likely to undergo a concussion without wearing one. That's why, in 2014, league officials finally classified soccer as a contact sport, and FIFA amended the official rules to initiate headbands, granted that they are soft on the exterior and that they do not affect the direction of the ball. Being that most soccer-related head injuries are from physical contact with another player, the goalpost, the ground, or even the soccer ball itself, another solution to reduce the risk of head injuries is to limit the physical contact among players. New rules have also been implemented in the soccer game to help reduce the risk of head injuries. Concussions are no joke. That's why it's imperative to follow all the protocols and safety precautions given. From having to undergo what a concussion feels like twice and how hard it is to fight the urge of wanting to get back on the pitch, I'm now spreading concerns of how important concussions are to my teammates and how following each step in their return to play is. Overall, soccer is a hardcore sport, but with the help of new rules, safety equipment, limiting the physical contact between players, soccer could possibly revert back to the competitive game it was. Thank you all for listening. May God bless.